If you search Sakura hate on YouTube, you'll find tons and tons of videos, from analysis to scenes from the anime. But if you search Nami hate, you'll find 2 analysis videos and 1 compilation. But why? While I never hated either, I believe that if a person finds one annoying, they'll likely be annoyed by the other. First, I'll break down why Sakura is hated, then how Nami has similar traits, then I'll give my theories as to why she doesn't receive hate on the same level. So why is Sakura hated? Being annoying isn't an answer because there are specific reasons why people could see her as annoying. I believe there are 3 major reasons. The first one is that she's rude to Naruto. Naruto is our protagonist, so when he is disrespected, we, the audience, also tend to feel disrespected. In her first appearance, Sakura says some really disrespectful things behind Naruto's back after constantly insulting him, and Sasuke has to check her. While she never stoops this low again, she continues to be rude and even hits him a couple of times. If I remember correctly, Sakura stands on Twitter says she only hits him 7 times in the manga. I'd also bring up the scene where she lies about loving Naruto to protect him, but by that point, fans had already made up their minds about her. The second reason is because she's obsessed with Sasuke. I can actually relate to this because whenever one character dick rides another, like Tenten on Neji or Kankuro and Tamari on Gaara, I get annoyed by them. In this case, Sakura is obsessed with Sasuke from her debut up until the end of part 1. In part 2, she doesn't really obsess over him. In fact, that becomes Naruto's job. She's still unable to kill him, but she's not a love-struck child about it anymore. The third reason is because she's weak and or useless in combat. She's definitely weak in part 1, but she becomes powerful in part 2. That's when the argument switches from weak to not accomplishing much during battle. If you say she killed Sasori, her haters are quick to say that Chio carried her. Apart from that, she doesn't really get any major battles, which adds to people saying she's useless, especially with the amount of screen time she gets. It doesn't matter that she was the only genin to pass the written exam without cheating, or that she protected Naruto and Sasuke during the Forest of Death with help, or that she was a crucial healer during the 4th World War. Only her accomplishments in battle matter. Remember that. Now, let's look at Nami. Like Sakura, Nami is rude to the protagonist, but it doesn't stop there. She is rude to every single one of her crewmates, and this is much more frequent than Sakura. She also punches her allies, like Sakura, except more than 7 times. I actually used one of the Nami hate videos titled, "Why Nami is Horrible So Far," because I don't have a vivid memory of these little events. Remember how Sakura's first chapter had her disrespecting Naruto? Nami's first chapter had her pretending that Luffy is her captain to get out of trouble. Not as bad, but these actions stack up. In chapter 28, she uses Zoro to get out of the oil and abandons him there. Right before Arlong Park, she steals the cruise ship to take care of her own business. These are just a few examples, but the video, which I'll link, goes into detail on basically every instance of her nonsense. Next is her obsession. Sakura had Sasuke, Nami has money. Her obsession with money leads her to charging her own teammates, stealing, and doing nearly anything for money. Once again, the video about how Nami is horrible goes into detail on these little actions, so I won't just repeat what he said. And finally, she is weak during battle and has very little accomplishments. What are her major battles? Double Finger, Caulifla, and Absalom. None of these fights even hold a candle to Sakura and Chio versus Sasori. Double Finger was okay. Caulifla would have gotten mopped if it weren't for Sanji's stupid code. And Absalom was already beaten up by Sanji and didn't even launch any attacks at her. She just attacks him after he attacks Lola. I might be missing other fights, but that's probably because none of them were big or attention grabbing. They were probably quick skirmishes. But Nami is the navigator, right? The crew would be useless without her. Remember what I said about Sakura being a healer? When it comes to Sakura, it's her battle accolades that give her the title of useless. Here, not only would Nami also be useless, but she's actually weak too. So if these 2 characters have the same exact flaws, and Nami's are arguably worse, why doesn't Nami receive the same amount of hate as Sakura? My first theory is simple: pretty privilege. Nami is more attractive than Sakura, therefore people are lenient on her. If you disregard the art styles, Nami is pretty much objectively more attractive. She has huge boobs, a literal hourglass figure, and is constantly wearing more and more revealing clothing. In part 2, she just has a bra or bikini for her top. Meanwhile, Sakura has an average body type, her curves are flattened in the anime, and she's fully clothed, never wearing anything highly sexual. My second theory goes back to the stages of fandoms. One Piece's fandom is still in the stage of blind love and appreciation, while Naruto's fanbase is caught between self-love and self-hate. Basically, Naruto's fandom is critical of its manga, while One Piece's is not. This is just from my experience on Twitter and YouTube, but let me offer some points to prove it. The lack of Nami hate and the abundance of Sakura hate is just one example. Look at hockey. Hockey has objectively caused a lot of power escalation and turned the battles into power level contests. Yet I am the only person on YouTube that I know to have brought this up. I typed "hockey sucks" into YouTube. The first result is a video praising hockey. The second has hockey sucks in the title, but it's just talking about how it's confusing and was introduced late. The third also criticizes hockey, but the arguments are that it's too simple, we don't know enough, and no one likes it, which personally, I've never experienced, and his sample size is probably small. The fourth video is replying to unpopular opinions, one being that hockey is the worst power system of all time. That's where I stopped looking. Now if you type anime power escalation into YouTube, you get videos with Naruto in the thumbnail, title, or actual video. Giguk's video uses Naruto's chakra as a negative example. Hello Future Me uses chakra as a bad example. Shonen's Biggest Problem uses Naruto as a bad example. Maname does not mention or show Naruto. Then there's one about JoJo's, which shows clips from Naruto, and it is implied that power escalation is bad. Then there's my video, which has Naruto on the thumbnail and in the video as good and bad examples. Then there's another JoJo one. Then there's a Weeaboo Club video with Naruto in the thumbnail. Then there's a defense of Naruto's escalation. You get the point. Simply looking for power escalation will result in Naruto being brought up as a negative example, but I've never seen the same done for One Piece or hockey. Back on topic, Theory 2 explains the disproportionate hate by One Piece fans being less critical of their manga, while Naruto fans are extremely critical, arguably overcritical of their manga. These are both theories, but I personally believe that a little bit of both is the truth. In conclusion, Sakura and Nami both have the same flaws, but only Sakura is met with strong hate because Nami has pretty privilege or One Piece fans are less critical of their manga. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and check out my manga for free online. If you enjoy my content, please consider donating to my Patreon. All important links will be in the description.